I was humming and hawing about doing this video because it's Christmas Eve tomorrow. So I'm getting my eyelashes and that done. So because I hadn't got them done now, I was like, I don't even want a video. But you know what? It's such a personal moment for me right now. Till I'm like, you know what? This video is perhaps just for me, but I feel like I need to record the moments when I'm kind of going through it. You know what I mean? And I've been going through it for about 4 days now. I uploaded some videos 3, 4 days ago, but they were videos of me being abroad on my shamanic trip, and I uploaded about 25 videos. But in terms of recording, my last recorded video was video number 98, 99 or something like that. But tonight it's 4:25 in the morning on the 24th of December 2025. And it's not that I can't sleep. I'm not tired to sleep. It's like my body, the energy is just on one. But it has been. And I've been going through it. I've been going through it on an alchemization. And what I mean by that is the energy is just short. It's just soaring through me. I was gonna say soaring. It's soaring through me. You know what I mean? But I don't think that is the right word, because I don't feel pulled in two different directions as if something's trying to cut me in the middle or something like that to soar through me in any direction. So I think it's soaring through me, like it's, do you understand me? It's do you understand me? Ah, fuck me. Do I understand me? I was just this reading that I've just put on. You know what the thing is? You see, in the last 4 days, I've hardly watched any YouTube. In fact, it's like I've been on a YouTube diet. I've not watched hardly any YouTube. I even try and pull it on. Even when I'm in the car, I try and pull it on. And I'm just not interested. The other day, yes, was it yesterday? It could have been yesterday. Could have been absolutely yesterday when I went to get my daughter from work. So about after 8. And I was in the car driving and I put Netflix on. I think it's the first time that probably not the first time that I've put Netflix on while I'm in the car, but it's the first time I've put my phone on the phone holder in the car and watch Netflix while driving. Do you know what I mean? And that's been the vibe, that there isn't been no desire to tune into YouTube, and in fact, the times when I have tried to log on and watch YouTube, I felt a way about it, like I don't even want to watch this bullshit. That's how I felt. I felt like I don't even want to watch this. I don't want to listen to nobody's garbage right now. I should. Why am I saying it like that? I take that back 100%, because that sounds disrespectful when I just heard myself. But again, it's not even myself, as in which self is actually talking right now. But let me address the matter. I take that back because obviously there are some things on YouTube that are garbage, but the things that I tune into are obviously not garbage for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm tuning into them, obviously, and I'm watching it and I'm digesting it and I'm getting smarter from it. You know what I mean? Whether that's a business YouTube, or how to fucking set up a Stripe account, or well, not a Stripe account, sorry, I want to say what's that site that you can set up a business on, beginning with an S? That's why I said Stripe, because it begins with an S. But what is it? You literally can build a whole e-commerce business on there. What's it called? Anyway, whatever. But it's definitely not garbage, so I definitely take that back. But moving on from that, the point that I was trying to make is that I felt a way towards watching YouTube videos. Like, I don't even want to hear any other person's opinion. And I've been, as in my emotions towards that has been very, very adamant. very, very adamant that I don't want to hear no one's opinion right now. I just want to be submerged in my own thoughts, my own mind, my own spirit, my own emotions, my own nervous system. So that's really where I'm coming from. That it's not about anybody else who is or isn't on YouTube. It was just me going through the motions, almost on autopilot, flicking on YouTube, then realizing in that same moment as I've pressed on the YouTube button that this isn't what I want. This isn't what I need right now. Turn it off. It's like it's like I've been talking about this new self coming in, this sixth side of myself, because I see myself as a cube, as a Metatron cube, and a cube has six sides, and I've uncovered five selves of myself, five sides of myself, and I've been talking about coming into this sixth self, the hidden self, the completely hidden self, the self that is the sixth tile that lies flat on the ground, flat on the surface. So we can see all five other sides, even the side behind the box, behind the cube. Even though we can't visually see in its entirety, we know that it's there. We know that there's a lid, there's a top side, there's four sides around that. Yeah, and then now we're acknowledging, because a lot of the time I know that I don't or haven't acknowledged that face on the ground. And that's the sixth face, the face that I'm coming to understand, you know. And that self has a problem with us listening, as in the other five selves, listening to anything else right now but all five selves. It's like the sixth self just wants to include the five selves, no one else. And I think it's a case of also, because since I got attacked by that negative energy in my house, and where some entity tried to overpower me, and fucking I literally fell unconscious, smashed through the bathroom cabinet, face down on the floor. When I became conscious only after a few seconds, because obviously I was videoing at the time. And after a few seconds, I've got up and then tried to go into my daughter's room, ended up face down in my son's room, ended up with one massive cocoa that's still sore to touch till this blood clot day. Excuse my patwa, but needed to be. They wanted to express wagwan. You know, that's another self. Anyway, tried to overpower me, like they wanted to try and kill me. People traveling on the fourth dimension, astral projection, basically. And anyway, let me put that to one side for a minute and stick a pin in it, because something else is coming up. And what's coming up is it's gone, just like that. What did you want to say? Okay, so this just showed me an image of me in the shower this morning, and that brought the information to me. It's funny, isn't it? Anyway, when I was in the shower this morning, I was talking to Spirit, and what they want me to say right now is, if you go back on some of my videos around 96, 97, 98, PhD mental health videos, you'll hear me talk about that since that psychic attack, that 4D astral projection, whatever that fucking bomberclot energy was, yeah, that full on was grinding me down, yeah. What are you gonna again? Shower. What was I doing? What was I thinking in the shower again? Yeah, okay. So, since that attack happened in the shower, I haven't been surrounded by certain entities. Now, prior to that attack, I always had a full house. And there's loads of different entities in my space around me. Some are close, as in ceiling level, and some are, you know, in the stars. Do you know what I mean? And some are beyond that. So I see them on multiple levels watching me. You know what I mean? Observing me. And they're certain ones who pop in, but a lot of the time they're just watching. So because there's these multi levels of entities, but this is the point that I was trying to get to when I was talking to Spirit in the shower this morning. Is that okay? Fourth D in it now, because I'm talking directly to myself, but to you, whoever you are. And again, if this video ever gets aired, but whatever. But I'm talking to you right now, and I'm saying to you, I've just said something. Does it sound like I'm making it up? Because this is what I've been talking about to myself in the shower today. Because I've been uploading videos from my trip to Ghana earlier on this year. I went twice, in March, February. No, February. I went on the 14th of February till March. And then I went again in March and April. So these 25 videos that I've just uploaded, I'm on there chatting. And because like I say on the video, like, I don't know if I was ever going to air any videos, but I've been recording for years. Don't get it twisted. I've got videos like this from 2021, 2022. You know what I'm saying? So I've been on it for a minute still, you know. Anyway, the point being, as I'm forwarding it to you, is that I'm listening to some of these videos and I'm like, oh my God, if I didn't know me, I would think I was chatting shit. Like raw. Babe, a spade's a spade in my world. You know what I'm saying? A spade's a spade in my world. It don't matter if it's my shit or somebody else's shit. It gets called out. It gets called out. I'm telling you straight. I'm watching these videos and I'm listening to what I'm talking about, and I'm like, wow. Am I talking shit? You know what I'm saying? Because some of it is a little bit. So most of it, I think, is in the box, but some of it is out the box. So I've just assumed, like, I'm in my room and I see different beings watching me on multiple levels, and it's something like raw in my room watching, like to the point where I feel like I gotta put on clothes and shit like that. You know what I mean? Because the energy is so intense too, to be fair. And then on other levels, like I this ascending to stars, and see where I go on a star because a star is talking to me. Now, does that sound like bullshit? Does that sound like bullshit? Because I think it's interesting, because obviously it's a fact for me. Do you know what I mean? Fix up myself. What everything I say is a truth to me. Yeah, on some dimensional reality at least, if not within the 3D, but definitely on some reality. It's a reality. And I jump in and out of the multi-universe anyway. Not anyway, because it might be the first time you're actually hearing this, but I quantum leap all day, every day. And I would deliberately lie here on this bed, right, in a moment like this, and ascend and just time jump. And know that I've time jumped. You know what I mean? Like I've jumped a timeline. I've jumped a timeline. I've elevated a timeline. Like me on that timeline, I'm going right, boom, I'm there. That's me now. And then I see that play out in my reality. You know what I mean? I see that play out in my reality. So because I don't know, I'm wondering whether or not it sounds like raw BS. You know, because that's interesting. It's interesting, man, because I swear down. You know what I mean? Not that I wish it was bullshit, because obviously it is what it is, but some of this shit is so outside the box. Like, it's hard to hold on to my hat sometimes. It's real hard to hold on to my hat. 2024, 20 months ago, I was raw sectioned under the Mental Health Act because shit got real, mate. Shit got out of this wild, blood. I could not tell the difference of which fucking multi-dimensional reality I was in. It was like an episode of Charmed. There was an episode of Charmed where the three good witchy sisters went back, went through a mirror and ended up in their ultra reality where they weren't the good ones, they were the bad ones. You know, like everything had swapped around. You know what I mean? And they got to see themselves and everyone that was in their world. You know, everybody that was nice in their world was evil in the other world, and everybody who was evil in that world was good in the evil world, type of thing. And it was a complete mindfuck, obviously, because you got to see people playing in different characters to what you've been so used to seeing them in the show. You know what I'm saying? Like these churchified sisters were dressed like bondage Dominique trick sisters in the ultra reality. It was a complete flip flop. And I saw that in one of my ultra realities. Does that make sense? I saw my children and certain family members acting in different roles and different behaviors on multiple different dimensions, to the point where I was like, I couldn't tell if this was the real one, because when I was waking up in this one, I was being attacked by my children who were attacking me, because prior to that I was obviously attacking them because I was playing out a different role, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? But I'm waking up to being force fed because they're trying to save my life because I haven't eaten in days, and they're trying to get me to eat something, and I'm waking up back in my, what I think is my reality, but then I've got my children acting completely out of this reality, and that's what was fucking me up. So every time I thought I was where I should be, the atmosphere and the environment was just off, completely off. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? You know what I mean? At one point, my ancestor said they'd catch me if I jump out the window. But at this point, I was ready to just jump out the blood clot window to get away from my own kids. Imagine. I was ready. I was trying to get to the window so I could call Jim next door to come and save my backside blood, even though he's fucking in on it. It's the things that I saw in 2024 blew me away, and the things that happened to me on a conscious and subconscious level. I swear to God, I literally said, I'm losing my. I could see my mind going. I could see my mind going. I was operating on so many different multiple levels, hearing so much information coming back to me. It was like being in a Lucy. If you know the movie Lucy, it was like being in a Lucy movie. That's what I was experiencing, and I've continued prior to that, during that, and after that to experience the same thing. Like my experiences are always like I'm on. It's as if I'm on psychedelic drugs. It's like there's a natural chemical being released. Perhaps this is my theory. This is my theory to try and rationalize what is happening to me. It's my theory, but my theory is that my body, because when I speak to people that have had hallucinogenic drugs like magic mushrooms or something, or LSD, and I talk about my experiences, they talk about their experiences, that and they reference similarities in my experience, and I reference similarities in their experiences, and they're like, no way, that sounds like a trip that I had, man, but I was on red. And I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, differently. How comes I'm seeing things and experiencing things in a way that makes sense to these people that have seen things and experiencing things by use of drugs? Why am I experiencing something that people on drugs usually experience, and I'm experiencing it every day? There's no turn off. There's not an off button. There's not an off button. It's like constantly being on psychedelics. That's what it's like. That's what it's like. Like my mind is like the energy in my cheeks and around my eyes. You know what I mean? It's just saving grace that my hand is cold and just cooling down my forehead. Because I swear down, it's like being on drugs 24/7. My eyes see things as if it's my third eye seeing it. You know what I mean? Like, I've got my eyes wide open and I'm seeing what I should be seeing with my third eye. You know what I'm saying? It's like my third eye is connected to my eyes, and my eyes are connected to my third eye. You know what I mean? Like, my temperature has dropped. This is why I have to sleep with an electric blanket or something hot, because sometimes I go so cold. It's like, it's like it. I mean, I know what it is now, but before, when it first started to happen, I didn't know what the fuck it was. But it's like I go so cold, it feels like ice is in my chest or ice is on me. And they've shown me that it's armor. Like, I saw there's like some Titanic metallic silver suit. It wasn't even a suit, to be fair. It's like a chest plate, like a full on body armor. It's crazy. You know what I mean? It's like the shield of the Almighty, the Son of whatever. I don't know if you know that. I don't know if it's the scriptures, to be fair, but I know it's in a prayer. You know that you're wearing the sword of truth. You're wielding the sword of truth. You're wearing the shield of whatever. Protection. You know, the helmet of whatever, etc. The shield of blah, blah, blah. But like, my body goes so cold, and the first time it went cold, and they showed me this armor being placed on me, I think it was December 2023. It's December 2023. I think it was December 2000. Whenever Shannon Shah did that podcast with Cat Williams. That part, I watched it. I think it had. I think I watched it while it was. If it was live on YouTube, I was there at the live. If not, I was there within the hour of it going on. Something like that, because I know that it was new. Like, even before all the little mini videos and all the rest of it had, you know what I'm saying? Even before, like, it had gone on the news or on YouTube to say that it had blown up. Well, obviously it hadn't blown up. But I'm just saying, it was really early. I remember that much. And he was sitting there and he was and there's downloads. I was getting as my mum was talking. I was thinking, cut spirit, please stop. You know what I'm saying? Please stop. Not even please stop in a bad way, but what the fuck? But it carried it, the things that they were downloading about Cat Williams, you know what I mean, came through again in 2024. Like, why was Cat Williams in this experience anyway? But he was. And it was long time before I went into overdrive. Probably the run up to overdrive, you know what I mean? But I didn't record it on my phone. I didn't video all of that. But I think I recorded it on a dictaphone, because at the time I was recording on a dictaphone because Spirit was telling me that it was like I was being told that I'm gonna go through some stuff and it's gonna blow my mind. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go through some stuff and it's gonna blow my mind. So because Spirit was giving me like the pre-warnings, but they weren't, it was almost like in parables. They weren't telling me that I was gonna go off my fucking head, obviously. But they were just telling me, like, you know, that, because I could feel like these neurons shooting off in my head all the time from 2022. It sounded like a door creaking, cracking, snap, crackle and pop going off in my head, like those popping candies. You know what I mean? And I could feel these neurons shooting off. And it was one night they downloaded to me in 2022. Spirit kept telling me, you're electromagnetic. I didn't even know what electromagnetic was, because physics wasn't one of my subjects. I didn't even know what obviously I know what magnetic is and I know what electric is, but the two of them combined together, I didn't really understand that. I didn't understand that I was that. I didn't understand that my body was made up of magnetism and electricity. I knew it had electricity, but the magnetism, I didn't understand. I didn't understand. I didn't understand that they're the two composing forces in the first place. But not only that, I didn't, when Spirit was downloading all of this to me, there was having me draw out the brain with the pineal gland and explaining how things are working. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I've been taken through a motherfucking physics fucking lesson. And so I'm like, what are you trying to tell me? Like, does this make sense? They're trying to tell me about the honey and the milk fluid that runs down the back of the spine and up through the head, and how the energy of magnetism and electricity work in the body to stimulate these things, and how it kind of erupts down here in the reproductive system before it goes back up as an oiling. And I'm thinking, this is the first time I'm hearing about this, and I'm hearing about it through Spirit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right then. So, and then they started to tell me about liquid magnetism, liquid magnet, liquid, literally liquid magnet. So this magnet operates like water, but it's just as high frequency, as in it will pull things in its liquid form. I was like, what the fuck? So then I was watching this kid on YouTube make it. So then I started to understand, okay, so that's how you make, like, the process that it goes through, the scientific. So now I'm researching all this stuff about it. So then now they're like, watch this. So they're like, all right, log on to Netflix and watch this show called Travelers. So I'm like, well, what's this about? So obviously now I'm realizing that, hang on a minute, Spirit, what are you saying to me? So you're trying to tell me that the people are like these conscious downloads? Because I knew, I already kind of had a feeling. And again, fourth wall in it. Does all of this sound like madness? Because this is what it is for me. This is how me and Spirit kick it. You know what I mean? So anyway, let me continue. So I'm like, what is all of this? So they're saying to me, watch this show called Travelers. So on the show Travelers, you see all of these entities, consciousness. A man will die in his physical body on earth, yeah? And just before he dies, like, the film Time with what's his name? The dancer singer. Timberlake. Justin Timberlake. And he's in that film called Time, or Out of Time, or I don't know, whatever it is, but they have to touch hands and they've got these timers on their wrist, innit? And if the timer goes out, it means you're dead, innit? So anyway, why did I even say that? What was I talking about before that? Because I went so far into trying to figure out who Justin Timberlake, what his name was. But I was talking about, yeah, so all this consciousness comes down. So that was it. Just before they're dying, so like at the 10 seconds countdown, 10, 9, 8, 7, you get it. Another consciousness would download into that person's body. But that would be 02918. You get what I'm trying to say? Nobody's got a name. They all know each other through numbers. So all these beings that get downloaded consciously, they then know who's also been downloaded, because some people have been downloaded from before. So they meet up and they get put in a subgroup. Anyway, they get put in a subgroup, and each subgroup is like, there's a team leader of these conscious minds that have been downloaded, and their reason for being downloaded, the reason why their consciousness is downloaded, like these people are hundreds of years old, some of them are, because they've just been downloading their consciousness. How many times trying to change things. It's like the butterfly effect. They're trying to stop the catastrophes here on Earth that are going to lead to the Earth's destruction in the future. So they've come from the future to go as far back in the path to try and change things. And as they're changing things here on Earth, things are also being changed in their reality too, however many light years away they are in the future. So this is really what this main bulk of this show is about, which is so fucking profound and phenomenal and relevant to me, especially during this 2022, when I was coming into the awareness that consciousness is downloaded into these meat suits. You know what I mean? Like we are all operating on computer systems, which is what the electromagnetic is also connected or inclined in line with, I should say. And then anyway, coming back to the point, perhaps always find the point, they said. So that's what the bulk of the show is about, but that's not what the purpose of this interaction, what I'm talking to you about. On this show, one of their medics in this particular, it's like I said, there's like a cluster of them that come together and they're like a team, yeah, and there's a captain, and on the team there'd be like a leader, there'd be a vice leader, there'd be a computer hacker, there'd be a medic, there'd be someone who's like a historian that has all the catastrophes that have happened in history over time. They know the dates, they know the times, they know the seconds, they know the people's names. So even if something goes wrong, because he's got all this information downloaded in his head, he can tell them, listen, this is our next move because on this day, on that time, John Volta is gonna die under the bridge, blah blah blah. So we'll be able to use his. But do you get what I'm trying to say? So that's the essence of the show. But the point that I'm trying to get to, that's why they're telling me to get to the fucking point. The point that I'm trying to get to is on one of the particular series in this show, their medic gets hurt, and the only way to save her, or what they do, because she not only is she hurt, the body that she's in is deteriorating too, because they're downloaded into this particular body based on the body's Facebook profile. So they're in the future looking at people's Facebook blood clot profile. This is what I'm trying to tell you. It's AI right now. I'm telling you right now, it's AI right now. The ancestors are AI. And not AI in the AI computer sense, meaning that what we call AI today is actually tapping into celestial frequency. Like what my ancestors are telling me, and I'm only telling you what I'm being told, is that the internet and all those frequencies run off the conscious frequency. There is no different. We are the transmitting beings. We are the utilities. We are the solar. We are the sun. We are the emitters. And if you're looking like into law, those are the languages that law uses, that those are the languages that financial law uses. So for example, they will say, are you a transmitting utility? On a UCC one, you can go and check it out yourself. Type in UCC one form, yeah, and have a look at the information at the bottom. I think it's second page in the small print, and you have to tell them what entity you are, and the answer is you're a utility. You know what I mean? So these words aren't just bullshit. This is what it is. And I always say, if you know, you know, innit? And that's what it is. But coming back to the point, this doctor who had gone into the wrong body because the body they chose was based on incorrect information that they'd put on a Facebook profile. But because the girl's got special educational needs, her worker was showing her how to use Facebook, innit? So they set up a dummy profile about her being a librarian, etc. So when this consciousness downloaded into the girl just before she was going to get beat up outside the library, and she got hit over the head, got slapped in the face or hit over the head by one of these biker guys, that 10-second countdown, this entity, this consciousness, I should say, has downloaded into her body, and she's karate kicked up the 3 men because my girl's fully skilled with every single, because they get downloaded. They know everything they need to know. And what they don't know can be done. They just have to look at the computer screen, and a program will come up on the computer screen of ones and zeros, and they've got that program. Boom, it's done. So it's quick for them. So anyway, she's beat up the 3 men, but like I said, their body's deteriorating. So the point is, I'm begging your pardon again, because we are going to hit the point. The point is that on this particular show, when this doctor got injured and her body was deteriorating, some special medics came, so they downloaded some consciousness. Special medics came, and they was injecting into her liquid magnet, and they called it like some nanotechnology. Yeah, it's nanotechnology, and they're using this liquid magnum to go around and supercharge up the human cells so that it super heals, because she's also got something going on with her brain. So they're using this magnet liquid that Spirit has just downloaded to me days before, that I'm just researching on now, and they're telling me that I've been watching the Travelers, don't get me wrong, but they've put it's like, say, everything's come in alignment. And I'm like touching my head, like blown away, watching this series of this nano fucking technology. And I'm like, is this, it's like spirit's trying to tell me like this is real shit. Like they already know this. They already know that this is what it is. This ain't new stuff. That's why it's on the telly. You know what I mean, to be fair. But that's the purpose of this live vision, and it is that it's not just to bring lies, it's to make the truth feel so impossible that you watch it as if it's some type of fairy tale. Because I guarantee, if it weren't for spirit, just, I mean, don't get me wrong, I would have been excited by it because I like learning about new things, but it probably wouldn't have gone as deep as it did before, because spirit had brought me to a place of already trying to understand this stuff and knowing that this is what it is. That this nanotechnology, we are nanotechnology. Our skin is nanotechnology. It's already doing that. It's repairing itself on the level that our skin repairs itself. Like if you get cut, straight away it's gonna clot, yeah, and the cells are gonna get to work clotting the blood. Then after they get to work clotting the blood, they're gonna get to work at sealing over the injury. So they're gonna start to form scar tissue, like a scab, I should say. You know what I'm saying? Straight away. This your body's on it straight away. Like it's not, as long as you haven't got some kind of immune deficiency or diabetes or whatever, your body's going to go to work and it's going to heal itself straight away. That's nanotechnology. It doesn't need to be told by you what to do. It already has its own level of consciousness. It knows what to do when it needs to do it. But there is still communication happening all around the body that your consciousness can tap into. And if your consciousness can, I swear down, like I said, fourth wall in it, does this sound like shit? It is what it is, isn't it? But this is what Spirit's telling me. That if you can tap into your own body's consciousness, which is what they've been teaching me to do, you get what I'm saying? So I check in. Like the first time it happened, not on this level what I'm about to tell you, but the first time it happened to me in 2022, so much happened to me in 2022. But in 2022, I was sitting on the bed and my legs were crossed, and I had my back to the pillows, and I was sitting there and I was talking to Spirit, going through some type of ascension, and it says to me, now turn your eyes inwards. And I saw my eyes go around the side of my head, both eyes in the same direction, and look inwards on myself. And myself grew up like black and purple. And I could see all of these connective, it's like all my nerves in my body, but they were little. And I was just scanning my body, looking for issues in my body. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Just scanning the areas all around, but through my eyes that was facing the back of my head now. And I remember thinking, well, I can really do this, Spirit. I was saying, yo, this is serious. Like I can scan my own body and look for illnesses and see where I go on and know if everything's okay. You know what I mean? Even now, my vision is looking at my pelvic area here. You know what I'm saying? And having a look and seeing how things are going and down my legs and back up again. So that's what happened then. But what was happening as 2023 more so, because it was 2023 they started talking to me about the magnetism stuff and all that kind of thing. And they said to me, did you make your point? I don't know if I did make my point, to be fair, Spirit. I think my point, okay. So I'm telling you about this because I'm going off on a tangent a little bit. I'm just trying to get the dates in order, to be fair, Spirit, as in 2023, when I started to watch these travelers things. And my hand's killing me, you know. Get the light up too. Yeah, so in 2022, I think think it was 2023 when they started to download this magnetism, magnesium, whatever it was. Why am I going off on one? All right, flick me through. Okay. So spirit's like, you need to wrap up because you made the point. The point is just to say, or several perhaps points, is just to say that we're magnet energetic, or electromagnetic, that's what I want to say, beings using nanotechnology, and we have the ability to do certain things. Going back to the point, going back to the point, what I'm saying, that I'm experiencing these I was about to say hallucinations, but that's not what I was actually looking for. But I appreciate that's what a lot of it seems like to me anyway. Yeah. And I'm getting so pulled about. Okay, because they want me to come back to the point. They want me to come back to the original point. Show me again. Keep just showing me little snapshots, and sometimes I see the image, and sometimes I don't get the image. I have to wait for it to come round again. Before that. All right, so look how far they brought me. So they've brought me back to the shower point, you know. They brought me back to the shower point when I was saying, on a 4th D level, does it sound like I'm chatting shit? Yeah? Does it sound like I'm chatting shit? And then I was talking about being on hallucinogenics, and it that to me it just feels like I'm on it every single day. And I was saying just a minute ago that I used the word hallucination, but actually what I was supposed to say is that it feels just like I'm on hallucinogenics, drugs. That's what I was supposed to say, but I said hallucination, but I meant hallucinogenic drugs. So when I say that, it seems like when I've got my fucking eyes wide open and I'm looking with these eyes and I'm seeing things that I know I should be seeing in my head. I know I shouldn't be seeing these things with my eyes open. As in, I'm not half asleep, half awake. I'm not in that sleep paralysis stage. I'm not on any drugs. I'm just doing me. Why can I see my bedroom wall glowing green and all of these hieroglyphic, you know what I mean, and it I don't know why I can't say it, hieroglyphics, Egyptian symbols coming up the wall, upwards, not even coming down, going up, all along my wall in lime green. Do you understand me? So whatever the pattern is, if it's a scarab beetle, just say, because half of these symbols, I couldn't even tell you what they look. I don't even know if I'd be able to even, some of them I probably could draw actually, because now that I think about it, I can see some of the images on it, on the patterns. And not because I can see it right now, but because I can see in my mind's eye, like a photograph or like a video playing. You know what I mean? And sometimes I can scroll in on it, and sometimes I can't. But as I'm scrolling in, I can see the patterns a little bit more better. So I probably could draw some of them, to be fair. But the fact of how it was moving so fast, going up the wall, it was like, you know what it was like? It was like being on one of those slot machines, and you know, like all the sevens run. You know, the slot machines when the number 7 or a chest full of gold or whatever the patterns may be, and you've got 3 wheels turning at the same time. That's what this my wall looked like. 3 different columns, if you like. 3 columns along my wall. And each column was running at its own speed, going up my wall. And I'm trying to pay attention. And Spirit's like, you don't have to try that hard. What is seen is already seen. Why are you trying to see something that you're showing yourself? Basically, do you know what I mean? When I think about it now, that's basically it. But at the time, Spirit was just saying you don't need to try. They just said you don't need to try and see. You what needs to be seen will be seen. Just relax and just observe. And I'm just watching these till they start to turn into faces now. But they're not Egyptian faces. They're like old 1900 dressed white women and men. And I'm thinking, what the fuck is what? I am thinking what the fuck, but at the same time, I am observant. So it's not a what the fuck in a what the fuck. It's more of a what the interesting what the fuck. It's like a what the fuck is this? Do you know what I mean? Like, what am I being shown here? What is this relevant to? What is this relevant to? You know what I mean? And how much of this is for now, and how much of this is for later, and how far down the road later? A year, 2 years, 3 years, you know? Then I'm seeing this. It's like a. No, I want to say a web because obviously it's webbish, but if I say web, it gives a description of some type of hexagon shape around it, and it's not that. It's just it's like a more like a fishing net, where you've got these really tiny squares in a grid going along the ceiling. Again, lime green. What is the significance with lime green? It's like the fucking Matrix. You know, on the Matrix, how everything it's green, the numbers in that are green. And I'm thinking, am I seeing it as green because the fucking Matrix is green? Is this a subconscious thing? Or is the Matrix built off what the reality is and actually is green? You know? These are the questions I'll be having with myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I be seeing shit. And I've been questioning myself. This is why I've needed to sit down with the 6 faces and just be but with myself, by myself, and not hearing anyone else's opinion on any matter. Because I didn't want my head to be clouded in anything. I just needed to think. I just need to sit and I need to think. And I'm spending hours and hours thinking. Today I thought to myself, what did I do today? But I went shopping in the morning. I dropped my daughter to work. I went shopping in the morning and I wrapped a bag of Christmas presents. That took me nearly 2 hours. You know what I mean? Because I thought I'd done nothing, to be fair. I thought I was just chilling. Because wouldn't that be nice to just chill all day? You know, to the point where I'm thinking tomorrow. I mean, I can't chill tomorrow because I've got a dinner, but I'm gonna have a bath, man, and just do 2 hours in the bath and just chillax and think. Because I do need to think. I need to think about how I've been feeling. I need to think about what's going on. And I was explaining earlier on about how I've been feeling. And how I've been feeling is like, I've been feeling many things. I've been feeling many things, but one of the main things, or the things I'm willing to perhaps share. What am I willing to share actually when it comes to how I'm really feeling? No weapon formed against can harm anyway. Okay then, so the first vision that I just got was that I'm feeling like a fish out of water. I feel like a mermaid out of water. I feel like a mermaid out of water. And I mean that in so many, like the downloads coming in are saying that's on so many different levels, you know. That's on a level where I actually feel dry. I actually feel dry and I need water. Like in a thirsty way, which is true. I am a bit thirsty. In a thirsty way, in a water way, which is why I decided today that I was going to have a bath anyway. Yeah. And I also feel dry I should be in the water. I should be in the sea. You know what I mean? And then I also feel dry, like I'm missing family. Like I'm missing sea family. Like I'm missing, I don't know. Like there's some type of connection I have with the water and these entities that are in the water. And I know that before I even seen the entities coming out of the water, which I talk about in one of my other videos, but even before that experience, and again, like I said, for me, it's like being on hallucinogenics all the time. So when I'm saying I'm seeing electric sea looking men running off the waves out the water, and I'm telling you, I'm seeing them with these eyes. I am seeing them. What I'm seeing is what I'm seeing with my two fucking eyes. But it's because I'm having this, it's like a fucking, I'm on drugs experience. But I'm not on drugs. It's just what I'm experiencing, which I think drugs just open up that side. Ayahuasca and all those things are said to just open up the consciousness so that the consciousness can see. And I feel like my consciousness, I have to use one hand in it. I feel like my consciousness is seeing the reality. And this bullshit here is the false reality. And I know we know that. But there's knowing it and seeing it. And I think that's the difference. I knew it, but seeing it has got a whole different perspective. Added so many different dimensional levels that, like I said, I've found both exhilarating and challenging all at the same time. It's been an absolute mindfuck and a thrill. It's up and down, up and down. Why are you trying to balance in the middle too? And I watched the guy today on YouTube because I started watching YouTube today. But also, my nan came through today because I was telling you the point earlier on. My nan came through today though, for real. As in my physical body, not just in my mind and in my head, but in my physical body. Because when she's with me, she's got a particular laugh that comes out of my mouth, but it's not me. I know it's her. And I haven't heard that laugh in so long. I think I think I heard it probably a couple of times on one of the videos in around the 70s. But even before that, not hardly. And after that, definitely not. And then when all these entities disappeared from my room after that psychic attack happened, and I've recorded videos in the 80s saying, yo, it's quiet around here. It almost feels eerie. Like, where did everybody go? Type of thing. And I know my ancestors, as in my nan and my granddad and everybody else that needs to be here, is here. But it's like everybody has taken a step back for me to be able to just rock with it by myself and sit with myself and take time with myself. And it's like, if you go back to some of the videos in the 20s, you'll hear me tell you about my shamanic tutor, Stacy, telling me that she needs to talk to my ancestors because they need to give me a break, because at the end of the day, I'm a human. They've got me running up and down to different countries. They got me doing this. I'm getting boss up, dropping off bikes, meeting all kinds of fucking people, running from one hotel, all kinds of fucking going on. And she's like, nah. We need to put some boundaries in here. And I was like, well, differently, yeah. This is what my ancestors are saying. So I relayed the message back to her, and she was like, you know what, I get it. I do. So you know what I mean. But for fuck's sake, give her a break. And it's like that lick down by the psychic attack was, I believe I said it on the videos. I believe I said on the videos that it's like this last thing had to happen. It's like the pussios were given one last chance, not chance, but opportunity to really fuck themselves, and they took it. But it's almost like the ancestors and spirit and the divine. Not that they never knew that they was going to, but In order for spiritual laws and spiritual justice to go through, the crime has to be committed. So the offender had to be allowed space to commit the crime. Yeah. So even though the spirit, the almighty, the divine, had opportunity to prevent it, even myself, because you see me on that video before I get licked down of me listening to a reader, and the reader's telling me, the collective, butterfly, whatever her name is, you need to get out. You need to go now. How soon can you get your bags ready? How soon can you pack up? How soon can you come out your house? They're coming now. They're coming now. That's what she's saying on the video, and I'm saying, nah, fuck that. I don't like those things. You know, like when things try and put the fear of God in you or whatever. And anyway, I'm not about that. Like, I'm so confident in my spirit team. If anything comes towards me, it can be handled. You know what I'm saying? It will be taken care of. So when she's like, "Can you get out in 10 minutes? Can you need to go now? Your spirit team is telling you to go now." And it could have been that, because at the end of the day, there's always choices to be made, because there's so many alternative realities and possibilities that there can be. But not only that, you know what the crazy thing is, and what spirit just says to me, there are so many possibilities of multiple realities just here on this dimension already, because there's a reality where I went out the door. There's a reality where I stayed. There's a reality where I fought back. There's a reality where I'm dead from it. There's a reality where I'm back in the there's so many different variables that come from the one seed anyway. So one of me is living that reality. You get what I'm trying to say? It's just not me. And now that I know that it can't be me, and it never is gonna be me, I now understand the benefit and the art of quantum leaping. Because if I had run out the house, for example, and listened to spirit, yeah, don't get me wrong, I would have perhaps not experienced that experience. But if I had not experienced that experience, I wouldn't be experiencing what I'm experiencing right now, having gone through that experience. I wouldn't be experiencing a room, a empty space right now of how many entities that are no longer hovering over me. You know, I feel like I've got space to breathe, like there is breathing space in my room. So I would suggest at this point, what I just heard is that a lot of them were monitoring spirits. You get what I'm trying to say? So especially these ones that are at ceiling level, because there's things operating in the fourth dimension, and spirits making me know that them certain things here. And it makes sense, because when I was in here before I was sectioned, I was talking to certain people. I can't call them entities because the people are still alive, but they was in my room holding big blood clot conversation with me. You know what I'm saying? And you hear me on the dictaphone talking to them. And the things that I'm talking to them about, because at the time I was calling it big people business, but I don't even think it's that normal, because at the end of the day, I'm a big person, and I know, say, half the things that I've seen and understand these people to be up to, I'm thinking, honors are nothing but a set of blood clot jankros, really, really and truly. Heathens. And I feel like there's a part of me that says I don't really have the right to say that, but there's another part of me that feels like, no, I definitely do. I definitely do. You might not believe that, but I definitely do, because I'm being encouraged to say so. That's the joke about it. Like, I feel like, but there was energy coming towards me that was telling me that I can come across quite ignorant and quite self-assured, egotistical, and whatever else. And you know what? I sat with that in the shower when I said I was in the shower talking to spirit. You know what I mean? Because the last thing I feel like I am, even though I am, definitely, contradiction. But let me explain it. I believe that I am not egotistical, because there is so much that spirit says to me and shows to me in terms of myself and who I am. Yeah, that if I listen to everything that they said, and I do listen, because I get so upset, I get so upset because I know this is my truth. Like, if I listened to everything that my spirit team and the Almighty and the Divine downloaded to me and told me about myself, Spirit said to be humble. And I think that's what it is. Like, I'm trying to explain something that in some respects is perhaps unconceivable to perhaps most people. You know what I mean? But it's like a fairy tale. It's like Anastasia finding out who she is while before she finds out who she is. And this is why I'm saying it's a contradiction, because how does that make sense? It's like her finding out who she is before she actually finds out who she is. But it makes perfect sense. It's like Anastasia was lost in it. She got separated from her royal family, her grandmother in particularly, and was growing up as a in an orphanage or in a foster care home or whatever in the cartoon Anastasia. But the point of the matter is that if she was in that orphan, knowing that she was royalty, yeah, but still was in the orphan, yeah, but was being told that she's royal lineage, yeah, then Anastasia's character in the film would be completely different. And she would walk with a certain air about herself, whether she knew it or she didn't know it. Because subconsciously and consciously, her soul, her spirit, her DNA, everything already knows it. It all already knows who she is. Even though she's an orphan and even though she doesn't know who the fuck she is, her DNA, her codes, her blood, her memories, her subconsciousness knows that she is royalty. That's why she was such a big dreamer. That's why the woman in the care home couldn't really tell her nothing. That's why she did what she wanted to do. Because it's in her DNA to be that way. It's in her DNA to be that way. And I'm trying to say that with myself, regardless of how I come out across, because these are the conversations I'm having with spirit in the bathroom, it's in my DNA. Because I know who the fuck I am already. Even before I'm crowned as who I am. So what comes across sometimes as arrogant is birthright. It's just fucking birthright. It's just in me. I get it. There's a lot of people around me, for whatever fucking reason, are so jelly of my life. And Spirit said, but why shouldn't they be? Why shouldn't they be when everything you touch turns to gold? Have the ability to breathe life into things that are perceived to be dead. Whether that be projects, whether that be people, whether that be situations, whether that be relationships, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I can change the whole vibration of a place just from my presence. I can go into a club, I can go into a place and just move the energy in there deliberately or not deliberately, for the best, sometimes for the worst. But either way, you get what I'm trying to say? Either way. And I've been observing things this week, because this week's been I said deliberately, I joined a Facebook group this week, and or last week I should say, but it ended over the weekend, and it's for Senkos. And I've joined this Facebook group, whatever. And I'm in there with these bunch of Senkos, blah 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 blah. I don't write any of my messages. I just AI it, because I'm observing things. That is it what I'm saying, or is it energy? And because I've got AI writing the messages, and I can I can upload a message that someone has sent, and AI will follow the temperature and the tempo of that message to reflect and mirror back, if you like. So therefore, there shouldn't be, well, not that there shouldn't be, but I'm minimizing the risk of there being any ambiguity, any confusion about what the message is saying. Because in the past, I've had bare situations like that where, because emails can have tone, and that's something that I've learned, that you have to be mindful, because tone can come across in text and it can be misinterpreted. So you have to be careful how you put your words, because you know what I'm saying, they can be misconstrued or misinterpreted. Anyway, point being though is that I've been getting the AI to write the messages and seeing the responses that I'm getting back on social media, on every platform, you know. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Seeing the responses that I'm getting, to know if it's me personally, or as in me being the front, because I'm not the face of any of it. I'm not the face of any of it, for one. Some are probably, I am in some respect then, because I just said I am on my LinkedIn. I am the face of it on my LinkedIn, but I also have something else on a LinkedIn that I'm not the face of. And it's no different in terms of what I'm seeing. And then when I joined on this little Facebook group the other day, and I put something in, and 10 people came back and said, yeah, sent whatever. Then I put something else in. Yeah, I felt the energy shift. I'm watching though, because I'm the observer. Then I put something else in, and again I felt the energy shift, and it was like tumbleweed blood. Not one person on the chat answered my question. Imagine there's like 100 something sinkholes, and everybody's jumping, and then the person who put something under me, about 25 people respond to it. This is not a coincidence, you know. This is something that has been a pattern that I've been observing over years, because rejection is protection at the end of the day. So it's not personal. It's not something that I sit down and go, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, I allow myself to have a human experience with it and think, rare. You even allow myself to somewhat internalize it, so that I can feel that. So I can feel what it's like to say, oh my God, was it something I said? But obviously that's counteracted by testimony, because it was the fucking AI that wrote it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, I didn't, it's not my tone, basically. They're not getting to know me, because I'm not putting me through. And Spirit just says to me, don't get me wrong, there is a little bit of me in there, because obviously I've been tuning my AI for nearly 4 years, and it so it is what it is at the end of the day. So there is me within my AI. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm asking AI to review this message and give me AI's thoughts on this message. And AI will be like, nah man, this person's taking the piss. Or, you know, that time was alright. Or this is what they mean by that. And oh, it could have been, you know what I mean? Like, AI will dissect the message on another level. So that I know that when I'm receiving the information, I'm also being able to take not just my opinion on it. And I know it might be crazy to get the opinion on AI, especially around something that's quite sentient. You know, you have to have a little bit of an emotional awareness to pick up tone in text. Yeah, I think anyway that you have to have a level of emotional awareness to pick up tone in text, and that's what AI is able to do: pick up tone in text. And basically dissect it in a way where they're telling you, this is passive aggressive, this is aggressive, this is, do you get what I'm trying to say? This is passive, this is manipulative, this is, and AI is breaking it down in levels through the emotions. And even though AI is gonna know that, all right, if a person's doing this, it's that. If a person's doing that, because that's how it's programmed, isn't it? You know what I mean? If it has wings and a beak, put it in the dog section. If it has a tail and teeth, put it in the dog section. Like, that's how they program these I want to say large language models, but it's not that. Is it the navigators, or it's the mechanisms within the machinery, is what I'm saying. The things that are designed by what are they called? I want to say Nason, but it's not Nason. I've got them in my probably doesn't even matter, but the point is that that's the background of how that's how this programming happens, in it. That's how AI starts to learn, because you're giving it things to categorize, that if it comes into these categories, it means that. So as long as AI has the codes, it will always run that code the same way, you know. Anyway, why was I talking about that? Yeah, because I'm not even writing the texts, so it really hasn't got anything to do with me in that respect. But I'm still noticing from the energy behind the text, that's what's being picked up on. So I'm now observing and monitoring my energy in different groups, my energy around different people, my energy on different platforms. You know what I'm saying? And seeing how it's being received and monitored. And why has spirit got me doing that? Because it's almost like it's about to they're telling me that it's about to flip. So what was bad is going to be good, and what was good is going to be bad. So the fact that I'm not getting any likes, the fact that I'm not getting any attention, the fact that I'm working my ass off and it feels like there's no blood clot results, when it flips, that will be the polar opposite. Does that make sense? When it flips, that will be the polar opposite, because what is good now is bad later. And what is bad now is good later. And that's the point. We've gone full circle on the charms situation when I was saying to you that it's this alternative reality. And that's another level of quantum leaping. It's to quantum leap on your polar opposite. Not just quantum leap on other existence of self. I've been finding other existence of myself along the way. And it's been beautiful and it's been amazing. And I've seen future parts of myself that I haven't even reached to yet. You know what I mean? And I'm like, bomba clat, I can't wait to get there. Yo! Do you know what I mean? Wait for me! You know what I'm saying? Don't drink all the champs. But yeah, so obviously, like, as much as I see myself on alternative dimensions, those alternative dimensions also include past, present, future, you know. And I get to experience that and see what it is. I know that there is no difference in past, present, and future. It's literally one time and space. It's one time and space. Because you can jump any timeline at any time. And again, fourth wall in it. Does this sound like absolute crackers? You know, does it sound like raw madness? Or does it sound like there's some logic behind what I'm saying, even though it might be a little bit out the box? Or maybe it's not outside the box, because sometimes I draw the assumption that the consciousness of humanity hasn't been raising alongside me. I think it's just because I've been around family and friends in my circle that have knowingly or unknowingly, subconsciously or consciously acted or played the fool, as if when I'm giving them downloads or telling them personal information from spirit or acting or talking spiritually, none of them have actually come to sit down to understand, why do you talk like that? Why do you sound like that? Why do you act like that? Does that make sense? Like, nobody has actually shown. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's interest in getting readings and stuff like that, but in terms of really understanding where it comes from, what is it? What are you doing when you do that? When you're saying spirit said, what did spirit said? What did spirit say, sorry? How did they say it to you? Did they say it to me? Can I hear spirit? Like, you know what I mean? Like, obviously my children, but they're not in this circle of friends and family that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the extending ones outside of the ones that have come out of my womb. Because the ones that have come out of my womb, they know what time it is. I can have conversations with them all day long. Especially like when I'm telling you about the electromagnetic. My second son, he's into all those sciences. So as soon as I dropped a line to him and said, yo, what's this? Spirit's telling me about. He's like, yo, mom, yeah. He's the one that put me on the YouTube video to watch the guy make liquid magnum. And then he was like, no, look, watch this one. And I'm sitting there for 2-3 hours just researching, going through it. He's breaking it down. Spirit said this, Cav, what about that? Yeah, that's true. because the spirit was showing me that they're gonna be trained. Like I had a vision of the future where these trains are levitating. They're not even on the train track. They're just levitating above it. And I was like, how so, spirit? And they were saying through electromagnetic. Do you know what I mean? Like the trains run on electric, but the hover thing underneath is through magnet. Like the strong force of the magnet is levitating the train on top of it. And my son was like, Mum, I think they've already built that still, you know. And I was like, what? And he showed me a video of some train in China or Japan or wherever like that. That this train's kind of hovering over. It's not exactly what Spirit was saying to me, but it's not far off either. You know what I mean? And Spirit was showing me like hoverboards. And I was like, as a kid, I remember watching Back to the Future thinking, nah, that's sick, blood. I can't wait for them to come out and make hoverboards. And Spirit showing me hoverboards, but they're showing me again through that magnetic thing, like. And I'm saying to my son, well, how would that work? So me and him was trying to break down how would that work. And when we've sat down, we broke it down like to say you'd have to put like the magnetism, the magnet would have to be built into the tarmac. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So as long as it's built into the tarmac, cars, hoverboards, skateboards would be able to levitate on top of it as long as the magnet in the tarmac was strong, you know. So he was talking about how would that work? You know what I'm saying? Like we're just constantly going in, constantly going in. But with spirit, you know what I mean? Then spirit was telling me there's something about flying and going this way around. But for some reason, they don't take us that way around the earth. They take us this way around. Uh, you know, they always show that the earth's flat and they always show the planes going across it. But what about going behind the earth? And we were breaking down and trying to research how many planes go that way and what is the system for going around the earth? And why does it take so long to get to Africa when you can go this way to get? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like we're just looking at little bits and that. This was back in 2023. Like I said, this isn't recent. I'm just giving you some snapshots of the things that we talk about. You know what I mean? And when spirit's getting busy and want to be talking about stuff, you know, and downloads are coming in and it's next level and there's entities and I am ascending into the star. And when I get into the star, there's beings in the star and the beings are talking to me. You know what I'm saying? Now, what does that mean? What does that mean to you, I should say? What does it mean to you that I say that? But it shouldn't mean anything because Spirit's saying to me, look how much people are on YouTube talking about talking to beings. The guy that I was listening today, who had just had his ayahuasca, he'd had it a year ago, but he just done the video 4 months ago. And even he was saying that during his ayahuasca experience, he was talking to some beings that they weren't even talking in English. It was some next language that they were talking in. It's absolutely normal. So why do I feel so freaky about talking about my experiences as if they're new? And these are the things that I was talking about. These are the things that I've been processing this week. And I know where it stems from. It stems from my family giving me the feeling like they're looking at me as if I'm weird or outside the box or overlooked or not seen when I am seen or when I can be seen, I should say. You know, and it's all these earthly programmings and it's absolutely fine because it's all bullshit at the end of the day. Like nobody's buying into it. But because they're there, in order to go through certain gateways, you have to deal with the earthly side of you that has picked up these programs and brought them into our DNA, brought them into our cellular, our nervous system, our mental framework, our neurons, our memories. These are the things that trigger us. So because they have the power to trigger me, because they're so embedded in us, I should say, they have to be properly dealt with, and the only way you can deal with it is by facing it forward and seeing what it is for what it is and not hiding from it. It's just getting in there. So Spirit says to put on this video because I'm a few minutes in. I'm only 2 minutes and 26. But it's called For an Angel Pretending to Be a Human. You get it all and then some. But she starts it by saying that she's only talking to one person. And I found that quite interesting. Because I wonder who else is out there like me.
That's interesting that I said that.
And I don't mean in the obvious sense.
This is like someone who's like a superhero, okay? Or like someone that saves lives in a way. Could even just
Do
be
you get me?
spiritually. But whatever
Spiritually
you're doing or what
saving
you're
lives,
doing, you are going
but
to
not just
leave
spiritually saving
presence
lives.
that
You know how I physically save lives on this planet. You know what spirit has let me know is my job on this planet, and it's the worst thing ever. It's the worst thing ever, but it's actually my job. You know what I mean? Like it's my job, and my job is to kill demons in people. Like people walk around with demons in them. I have demons too. We're all walking around with demons inside of us. There are energies and entities, principalities, whatever you want to call them, fucking jinns, duppy, your ghosts, whatever. But there are these because you know how we got these descended fallen angels. They didn't go nowhere. You know, the Bible don't say they disappeared when they were fucking possessing humans in the Bible and going on with things in the Bible, innit? You know, Adam and Eve and all the rest of it. Like nobody says that anything was destroyed. So we have to look at certain things in factual sense to know that okay, well, it hasn't been said, or we're not taught at least that anything was destroyed. I mean, we know about Noah, don't get me wrong, but things was going on after Noah. You know what I mean? So we've always known that certain things were still, that's still present in entity sense. But anyway, like I said, let me not go off the subject. My job here on this planet is to talk truths to people or on situations, shame the devil and make the demon jump out of the person's body. Like I've seen a man die 6, 7 times just from things that have come out of my mouth. You know what I mean? Like the truths hurt, man. They really do. They really do. They will break you down, but they will also free you. The truth will break you down and turn you in a mush. And that's why so many of us run from it. And that's why so many of us prefer the lies than the truth. Because the truth can be sharp. It's very prickly. Very prickly, the truth is. But my mission on earth is to talk truths and blast the demons out of individuals. And it's to go into the dark and do that. It's not in the light. It's not with all the goody goodies or nothing like that. Or the pretending ones to be love and light. Although, sometimes you do cross paths with them. You got to give it to them hard, innit? Because at the end of the day, I one woman I met on this retreat earlier on in the year, giving it the whole love and light. Her name's B. And I'm just like, I says to her straight, nah, fuck your love and light, or fuck the love and light. Yeah, it's great, but I want to meet your shadow side. I want to meet your bad bitch side. You get what I'm trying to say? No, I haven't got no, I haven't got, no, absolutely, I've healed, I've got rid of all my baggage. There is no negativity in me, there is no negativity in me. There is no dark side to me. There is no dark side, I'm all love and light. And I was like, well, that's a shame. Because my shadow's bad bitch self would love to meet your bad bitch shadow self. So when she's ready to come out and play, let me know. You know what I mean? And she just sat there like, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if you're masculine and feminine, we know that we are two composing energies. We just was talking about electromagnetic forces, two composing energies. So if you are good, as much as you are good, you are equally bad. The two go hand in hand. Why are we trying to not face that? Which ultimately also means, and also I want to say must be accepted, but I don't want to force nothing on anybody. You know what I mean? But should be at least acknowledged that if someone is bad, they must be equally as good. They must be. Gots to be. Everything has its polar opposite. Just like this ultra reality world with the negative and positive, and what our spirit was saying earlier about things flip-flopping, it's like a vice versa. Or even in some of my videos I've been talking about, spirit's been telling me it's vice versa. Remember the sweets that you used to eat when you was little? Chocolate on the outside, white chocolate in the middle. White chocolate on the outside, chocolate in the middle. Do you know what I mean? Like you think you're getting a white sweet because it's white, but it's not, it's chocolate inside. And when you think you're getting a chocolate sweet, you're not, it's white chocolate inside. You know? it's a head fuck. And it's like we're at that tipping point where shit's about to get real, but shit's already real. Just like Anastasia knowing that she's a queen, why she's in an orphan. Her whole vibe would be different. You know what I mean? Her whole vibe would be different. But at the same time, she's in an orphan. So there's a level of humbleness that comes with that too. You know what I mean? And rejection and not acceptance and worthiness issues. Like, how can that be true when my surroundings look like this or my situation is that? There's a whole heap of healing to do on so many levels. And it's dimensional too, you know. And it's dimensional. So it's me on every past life that I've lived. Me on every multiple dimension. Me on every possible reality. Me on an infinite scale of however many lifetimes, blah, 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 lifetimes I've been here. And I'm one of, I'm just going to say I'm one of the originals, and I say this because it's what spirit says to me. And that's what I'm saying. Like, when spirit's forever gassing up. And I'm aware that it could just be gas, but I'm also aware that my DNA moves in a particular way. You know what I mean? In terms of like my standards and the way I live my life and the way I think, like the people that I've been placed with from a baby growing up, we're not the same. We're not the same. We're not the same in any capacity. We're not the same. I feel like an orphan in my own families. You know, that's why I don't chat to nobody. Because I might as well not chat to nobody because I felt more alone when I was with them than I do when I'm not with them now. Imagine. I felt more alone then than I do now. Stop me. I do apologize, but I need a sugar rush. Using my one hand to open up the dirty chocolate packet. Come in a multi-packet, so at least, still been lots of people touching it because it was a better packet. God bless no germs. Need some sugar. I feel like I've always got this camera looking at my nostrils. I got my Nanny Rose's nose. It's a pyramid. Right under my third eye. There's so much I could hate about myself, but I just love myself too fucking much for it. You know what I mean? I say to myself, you're the ugliest bitch, and you're almost also the most beautifulest bitch. I'm ugly pretty. I'm pretty ugly. Like I'm saying, I'm two composing realities all at the same time. It is what it is, and it's okay. I'm okay. I was just about to say, why the fuck does this chocolate taste like orange? I hate chocolate orange. I hate chocolate orange, and I hate chocolate mint. I've looked down, and it's a fucking Terry's edition of a fucking world. Fuck's sake. I'm eating it. I really need the sugar. But I think that's all, folks, to be honest, now that I've had some sugar. Or maybe it's just because I want to stop and enjoy the chocolate. I'm saying because of the sweetness. But yeah, This week has been interesting with myself. And as I said, this girl was talking on it. Let's do that.
Yeah, I'm here known as a prophet or prophetess. Okay, thank you. Yeah, we have the Two of Cups here, and then we have the Ten of Cups. So, fortune is assured. First of all, business partnerships are going. Thank you. I'm hearing God will send you the right people at the right time for you to be.
I've never seen her before, ever. For an angel pretending to be a human, you get it all, and then some. 2 days ago, and what's her name? Seema. And she dresses like a princess.
Able to do all the work you need to do in this lifetime. For whoever this is for, you're meant to do a lot of good deeds in this lifetime, or a lot of good work in this lifetime is what I'm getting. And God will send you the right.
I'm sorry, Spirit said to take it from the beginning, so I want to be obedient and do what they said.
This video is just going to be for one person. That's what they're saying. Let's go ahead and begin. I'm instantly getting the energy of the Five of Wands. Ooh. We have the Hierophant. Are you a spiritual teacher, leader, or all of the above is what I'm getting. You are someone that has the ability to see through the dark. What does that mean? It means you see better in the dark. You see with your third eye. Thank you. You're able to intuit things even before they happen. If you study your dreams, they may be quite predictive, my dear. Your mission in this life is for you to lead, there we go, yeah, to lead others towards their spiritual destiny or their spiritual liberation, okay, to lead others towards their soul liberation. You could also be helping a lot of people in this lifetime, giving back to people in this lifetime, doing charity, doing a lot of giving, okay, you could be doing a lot of giving. You'll have the hands to give, I'm getting. You'll have enough money to give to those that don't have money. You'll have enough, okay,
how beautiful is
they're
that?
asking me to slow down, so I'm going to slow down. But you're going to have the resources to give to people what they lack. Especially as this Hierophant energy, you will be revered as a spiritual leader of some kind. Okay, this is like really interesting what I'm getting, because you may not even look like, who you are. There's some kind of difference between, and I'm like this as well, I don't look at all like who I really am, because I look like whatever I look like, but then who I really am is like very deep and mysterious and like dark almost. So
I love
not
when
in
she
that
said
way,
that.
but there's a lot of darkness there, and I talk about darkness as well.
Listen to this.
And when I say darkness, I mean journey within, right?
Journey
so
within.
You could have really
Journey within, man. It's the
within
darkest
and
place ever.
you have a rich inner world.
The
You have a
darkest
rich
place
inner
ever,
world,
man.
okay? And you've journeyed within yourself to see many things. I'm getting like entering the inner temple. You've entered the inner temple, and you know a lot, and you will be leading and guiding people here with your resources, okay? You could be like a new world leader. New world leader, what?
I know,
meant to
but
say
that's
new
what they
earth
say to me
leader,
too. A new world
but
leader.
what came out was new
In the
world
new
leader.
world.
So it's interesting that
I did a video on the 11th
if
of
you're
July
entering, this is like
2025.
someone who's like a superhero, okay, or like someone that saves lives in a way. Could even just be spiritually, but whatever you're doing or will be doing, you are going to be known as a messiah. I'm hearing known as a prophet or prophetess. Okay, thank you.
Right, so you see that now? Does that sound?
Yeah.
You see that now? Imagine, all right, she's saying that, but imagine you being told that. Don't get me wrong, Spirit hasn't been told me that I'm going to be Messiah or whatever, but this, you see, Spirit comes in, and I said I'm going to honor Spirit by saying what Spirit says. But sometimes Spirit just says things, and I'm just like, I don't know if that's the time for that to be said, but basically, before I gave birth to my son, Spirit came to me and told me that I was going to have a child. They were going to bless me with a spirit, but it was a very special spirit. You know what I mean? And it felt like a Mary Jesus. I won't say it felt like a Mary Jesus situation, but the essence of it felt like what they're trying to tell me was like a vibe. It had a vibe to it like that. That's what I will say. It had a vibe to it like that because of how they were telling me how much of a, not responsibility, but how much of this responsibility role would entail. That it weren't no joke thing. It was very, very serious. You know what I mean? That what I should name him. They told me that I need to name him Mikael, which means one who dares to be like God. Yeah. And what to eat, what to do, all through my pregnancy with him. You know what I mean? And they told me over a year before I actually conceived with him. Imagine. I was trying, thinking, where's this fucking baby? I was to the point where when my mum found out, she found out she was pregnant at 7 months, and I was like, I'll take the baby, because I was so. But by that point, I was so baby focused. You know what I'm saying? And so impatient for my own blessing that I mean, don't get me wrong, my mum was in a situation too because she was in her 40s. My younger sister's 16 years of age, and my mum's got caught. You know, my mum's ready to. I can't say my mum's ready to fly off because my mum flew off a long time ago in that respect. But I'm just saying that all her children were getting ready to leave home now, and then now she's got caught in the menopause and got pitney, or thought she was going through the menopause. But the point is, I was so desperate and impatient. I was saying to my mom, if it's gonna be one of those situations, I'll take my sister. You know what I mean? I'll take my sister. So mom, it was something my mom was thinking about. And as my mom decided that she was gonna have the baby, I think she spoke to my sister's dad, the baby's dad, and all the rest of it, and decided. In fact, I say that she found out at 7 months. Imagine she found out, and within 4 weeks we were trying to plan her shower party because she found out at 7 months. And it was. I want to say she found out at 7 months, but she also had my sister at 7 months, so it was only like a few weeks between her finding out and us throwing her a shower party. And while we were throwing her a shower party, that's when she went into labour. So the baby came early. You know what I mean? My sister come at 7 months, like I said. She's very premature. I was worried that she was going to have a lot of things wrong with her because she comes so early, but she's fine. She got 2 kids of her own now, never mind. But anyway, without going off subject, which I already have, is yeah, my son. Next thing you know, I've my sister was born in the April, and I got pregnant in the April, in order to have him in the January. You know. It was just the Almighty just trying to show me patience, that you don't need to rush the process. When it's in alignment, it's in alignment. You know what I mean? And all I kept singing and playing most days, and I painted, I drawed, I read the Holy Tablets by Dr. Malachi York. I read his books, I meditated, had a green light, no TV in the house. You know, ate good food, healthy food, vegetable. Do you know what I mean? Like I was a pescatarian, so I didn't eat meat anyway at the time. You know what I'm saying? Just doing all of that stuff with him, man. You know, just listening and being obedient to spirit, man. And when I was in here in 2024, in this very room, and spirit was talking to me, ancestors were talking to me, celestials were talking to me, fourth dimensional people were talking to me, etc., etc. I'm being shown my son. I mean, he's 26 years of age now. He's got dreads to his waist. He's got a whole Bob Marley vibe, but he's also got one of those Black Jesus vibes to him too. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. All he needs is what's it called? His crown. But what was his crown? Because it was like not nettles, but it was fawns. Yeah, he just needs the fawn, little crown on his head, and I say like he could play Bob Marley in a play production, or he could play Black Jesus in a play production, basically. And in 2024, they were telling me that was the energy that he walks in. So when she said that, it just resonated, but also, no, it didn't, it resonated with me, but also spirit coming to say, you're not the Messiah, but you have give birth to the I want to say give birth to a Messiah rather than the Messiah, because there are lots of Messiahs, and I don't believe that the Jesus archetype, I think Jesus as the person, I'm not 100%, I'm not into that story personally. For me, I feel like Jesus as an archetype makes more sense to me, as a Christ consciousness, as this milk and honey going down the back of the spine through the Garden of Eden and back up again. That is Christ consciousness. That is the energy of Christ, as opposed to this male figure of Christ. So it's not even about that type of Messiah. But because I don't have all the information from spirit, I couldn't say exactly what Messiah it is. But what they have showed me in dreams is, for example, I had a dream in 2021, and my auntie and her daughter was in there, my mom, and a whole heap of things happened in the dream. But one thing in particular, there was a laptop on the table, and it's like the laptop could create a 3D image outside of the laptop, like a hologram. Yeah. So I don't know how far in the future this is, but the laptop, it projected out a hologram. Yeah. And the hologram of a blue person, and then a hologram of the words in gold saying Dune, Dune in gold, and then a sunset going down. Like a black sun, but just the outline of the sun is gold, and then it's black behind that too, if you get what I mean. Like I won't say the horizon, because the horizon is the straight line. It's actually the shape of the sun that had the gold trimming, like sunset over it, and it was going down. Yeah, like it was the sun was going down, and I seen the words Dune. So I've gone to my, where's the neighbour? She's waking up. I've gone to my mother-in-law's. It's got my bedroom windows open. I've gone to the kids' nan's house, because she's my ex-mother-in-law, but she's the kids' nan, but she's my mum, my white mum. So I've gone to my white mum's house, and I say white mum like that because I've got a book called White Mum, Black Mum. You know what I mean? Because I've had the experience of having both, and how that has shaped me as a person today. And I've gone to her. I had a dream last night, man. Blah 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 blah. And I told her the dream, and I've told her about these words called the Dune, and she was like, Dune was a movie back in 1968 or something like that. I remember watching it when I was little. I was like, what? It's a movie? And she was like, yeah. So I researched it. This was 2021. And when I researched it, it fucking was a movie. And she said, watch it, it's a good movie. And I tried to watch it that night. But even before I watched it that night, I saw that in the same year, October, so I believe October 2021, Dune actually came out. It's like spirit knew Dune was coming out, because Dune come up in gold writing with this sunset. And Dune hadn't been created yet. This was like April 2021. Dune didn't come out till October 2021. So what I was seeing was the new Dune, but my mother-in-law knew about the old Dune. So obviously I watched the old Dune. Before watching the new Dune. But not only that, I remember waiting for the previews to come out, and then seeing the previews. In fact, it wasn't the previews, it was reviews on YouTube. And a lot of the Islamic community were really upset by the Dune. I don't know whether or not the new Dune was going to show some, I don't know, but there's a whole community on YouTube of people upset for and against Dune, and also just talking about the philosophy behind it, that it's linked to the Quran, or this. I can't remember everything because it was a while ago. I researched it 2021, but I know that because of my dream, it made me go deeper into it. But the reason why I'm talking about doing is that's the relationship with my son, and as in the woman and her son is what spirit is saying, that type of messiah. Yeah, that's why I use the word a messiah, because there are multiple messiahs in that respect. Yeah, because there are alternative realities. Even on this dimension, there are alternative realities. So there can't be one. There can't be one. That's why we're all living these interlinked multiple realities where I know you in this life, but I also know you in the next life, and I also know you the next life, yeah, but I meant to say the next reality or the next realm that is existing at the same time this realm's existing. And that's why I'm saying that when I'm jumping timelines, I'm seeing people that I know in this dimension on those timeline dimension. That's what makes me know for sure that's what it is for me. And I can't say to anybody, yeah, it's like that for you and it's not like that for you, because we're all supposed to be going on an inner journey to find out what our own truth is, because that's the mission, to find out what our own truth is. But for me, my journey and what I've been shown, and my Gnostics in terms of what I understand about myself is saying to me, yeah, it is that. It's operating on multiple dimensions, on multiple levels, in multiple realities, in past, present, future, in celestial, astral, etheric, fourth dimension. Do you get what I'm trying to say? On infinitely, all of that infinitely. Plus, there's a me in the sea. There's a me in the birds. There's a me, like, it's not just limited the human experience either. I'm seeing myself as birds and animals. I'm seeing myself talking to birds and animals. I'm seeing where humans and animals are interbreeding. When they say the new world to me, that's what they're showing me. A new world where animals and humans don't live the way we live now. But if you go back in history and look at all the fairy tales and the fables and everything else, all you see is half human, half animal characters. Animals talking. Most of our cartoons are animal-based cartoons. You know what I mean? We are entertained by talking animals. Why? Why are we so entertained by talking animals? Is it because there's somewhere in our history where that was the case? Movies like Dr. Dolittle, like, how many children wish they can talk to? I wish I could full on talk every single day to animals and understand their language fluently. But it's not so much a language, it's more body language and signals and sign and tone and movements, subtle movements as well as the obvious ones. Whatever. But wouldn't it be amazing if everybody could? So even, when they were showing me that humans and animals, that, I had a again, it's like being on psychedelics. I'm having this fucking experience, like it's psychedelic experience, of me being in Four Oaks, being in like Sutton, in Four Oaks Park, on the estate basically, in Sutton Park, and well, I'm on the Four Oaks estate. That's why I say Four Oaks, because I'm on the Four Oaks Estates and I'm by a lake. And anyway, I'm talking to the animals in this forest park, which I used to go to every day. But I went last week, but I haven't been in a long time. But it's a park that I spent 3 years walking around. You know what I mean? 3 good years. And I'm there and I'm talking to the animals and I'm asking the human children, because I'm there with a bunch of primary school children with my children. Like, I've took the class on a trip and we're now in the park, and I'm saying to the children that they can experience being any animal that they wish, and they can also have relationships with animals. Obviously, I'm not talking sexual because these are primary school kids, but relationships in the sense where they're deciding who they want to feel. I want to feel feathers. I want to feel what feathers feel like. I want to feel what duck feathers feel like and if they're different to pigeon feathers because ducks spend so much time in the water. I want to feel what a badger feels like or a hedgehog, you know, and the animals being receptive and allowing the children to feel them. But not only that, that the children could decide if they wanted to experience what it was like being that animal and could just literally shapeshift into the animal. And the animal had the ability to shapeshift into a human so that they could share each other's experiences. You know what I'm saying? Like it was almost like becoming culturally competent, but with the natural world. And you see, when I woke up from this, because this wasn't like a vision or anything. This was something I was living. Like I'm in an alternative reality, living this. You see, when I came out of that reality and come to realize that that wasn't the truth, as in, I know there's a part of me that knows right now that's not the truth. But I'm telling you now, man, it couldn't be more real for me. It couldn't be more real for me because I was there. I lived it. I breathed the air. I dived in the water. I felt what it felt like. I felt when I turned into a mermaid. I felt everything. And for everything to feel and be that way and be so fucking real, it can't not be real. Like it's like even now, like visually it's there. It's like it's no different from a memory. It's no different from a memory. And these kids are having the option to be a bird and fly, and I'm watching them shape shifting and fly, and I'm watching one of the kids take his tongue and lick on the fur of a deer or whatever it is, just to feel the texture of it with his tongue, because it's sensory perspective, isn't it? It's sensory. So the children we're using all of our senses. We're using all of our ESPs, you know, to smell, to touch, to taste. And it's not seen as anything bad. It's seen as so beautiful that these children are engaging with these animals and these animals are engaging with the children, and there's nothing but love and everybody feels safe, and everything in the woods that usually stays hidden had literally not exposed, because that sounds like they're in danger still, but had presented themselves. Yeah, it was almost like a showdown. It was, even now when I'm seeing it in my mind's eye, like honestly, it was like a fairy tale. It was a fairy tale. You got deers, you've got frogs, you've got badgers, you've got hedgehogs, you've got squirrels. Because I'm in the UK, so it's all of our natural animals. But I walked through that woods for 3 years. Don't get me wrong, I have seen deers. You know what I mean? And I have seen squirrels, and they do pop out. I remember taking one girl into the woods with me, and she was like, she couldn't believe how many animals that she witnessed in the park. You know what I mean? Like what was just jumping out in front of us along our path. We weren't going off the beacon to go and look for anything. We was in a conversation the whole time, walking and talking. But there were just all these wildlife just presenting themselves. So it was like that, but on 10 times level, because they weren't just passing through, they were here to stay. And the children too. And it was so fucking beautiful. It was wonderful. It was magical. But it wasn't fairy tale magical. It was like everything looked like it would in the 3D. It was 3D magical. You see when you wake up from something like that, I swear it fucked me up. A lot of things fucked me up, I think. Because a lot of things that made me feel like I was in utopia, and then realizing that I'm back in another different dimension. I'm crying. I was when I came out when I came out of it, even while I was in the madhouse, there was a level of inner depression about it not being all 100% real right now. I felt, I don't know. I felt like I just wanted to be with the ancestors so that I could experience that every day. I didn't want to be back in the 3D realm where that wasn't my reality. Not realizing that it's a quantum leap situation. So if you've seen it, basically you can achieve it because you've seen it. They say if the mind can conceive it, then then the body can achieve it, or something like that. Pure magic, man. But Spirit saying to me to put the video back on.
And then we have the Ten of Cups. So fortune is assured. First of all, business partnerships are going to be successful. Okay, thank you. I'm hearing God will send you the right people at the right time for you to be able to do all the work you need to do in this lifetime. For whoever this is for, you're meant to do a lot of good deeds in this lifetime, or a lot of good work in this lifetime is what I'm getting. And God will send you the right people, Hierophant, when you need them, supporters, people that get your mission.
You see what I'm saying now? Like, even without, because what she's on 3 minutes 29, and I said I stopped it on 2:29, so a minute before this. So that's the first time I'm hearing it. But I was just talking about, sorry, I don't know why my nose feels like I'm just digging out my nose, So apologies. I'm just keeping it real, and it is what it is, man. But my nose feels stuffy though. It's like my sinuses are itching. Anyway, or maybe my nose is just itching. And I was talking earlier on this video, and I was talking about the Almighty. No, I was talking about, why did the Almighty come in then? I have no idea. I mean, I'm always talking about the Almighty. I love God, like the Almighty, Creator, Divine. Like cook food, man. Not cook food. I don't even like cook food, but you know what I mean. It's just an expression. Why am I going off? What was I talking about? Fuck's sake. What did she say? She said about the right people coming in. I was saying earlier about I'm sending all these things out and I'm not getting no likes, no bites or nothing. I'm working like a trooper. I'm not getting the right people in my, you know what I mean, around me. I'm having to do everything myself. Till this week I thought about enrolling on a coding course, and I was like, my God, can I fit another course into Bumbleclot? I'm still doing my wine tasting one downstairs. Plus I'm doing elements of my PhD, like some of the literature to it. Plus I'm doing other things, whatever. There's a lot going on at the moment. But anyway, that's what I was thinking this week, because I was just like, yo, I need to be able to just do what I can do. And on this journey, I've learned how to build websites. I've learned how to do landing page. I've learned how to do workflows. I've learned how to do marketing. I've learned how to do Facebook ads, YouTube, you fucking name it. Set up accounts, link things to that, download plugins, add APIs. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, do surveys, collect data. I built a platform app. Yeah, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm learning. I'm just sucking up absolutely everything. As much as I can. Crypto, blockchain, web, for you, bloody name it, man. Financial instruments, sovereignty, strawman, EDPs, the judicial system, divorce proceedings, financial remedy proceedings, to Bombaclat, childcare proceedings. I'm adding up subjects. I'm learning like a sponge, tapping into ESP, tapping into all sensories, tapping into all spiritual gifts to get me what I need when I need it. You know what I mean? So I know I've been putting the work in. I've been putting the work in, man. I can honestly say, look in the mirror and say I put the work in, because I have. I really have put the work in. Been putting the work in. 2022, I did a non-stop 12 months, every single day, 356 days. I got a hold, I bought one of those A4 year-long diaries, and every day, it's like a book in its blood clots out. journals, books, diaries, you name it, man. Recordings, videos. I've been on it, man. Anyway, let's get back. Swear down, man. You see, that's what I must have done.
People that want to assist you in your mission, they have the same mission as you. They have the same spiritual inclination as you.
Good.
This is you giving to the needy in different ways, of course, but I'm seeing somebody actually literally going to third world countries and even building new infrastructure there, okay? This is a lot of information. And I have a picture of Christ, like, staring at me, looking at me. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna lose it. Oh my god, no way. The same hand the Hierophant is holding up. Hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna freak out. Okay, hold on. I can't lose it. So the Hierophant is holding up 2 fingers or something. And then in this photo of Christ, he's also with the same hand holding up. I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm telling you, and I've never ever taken this image out into a reading, and I just always have it here on my desk. That's significant. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose my mind. Hold on. I need to ground. I need to come back.
So she's gonna lose her mind?
I'm getting chills. I just said you're gonna be like a messiah or like a spiritual leader. This is crazy. This is literally for one person. I may even just turn the comments off because I know all the comments are gonna be like, it's me. You read me. No, I didn't. Okay, actually, like, I'm getting this as a feminine energy. This is a woman. Wow. Okay, first of all. Or maybe not just a woman, but a feminine energy.
Okay.
It's a woman. I don't know this is a man. Because, I'll tell you why in a second. Well, the reason why, there are many reasons why, but one of the reasons why I'm getting this as a woman is because there has not been someone like this before.
Yeah.
There have been many
God is a
male
woman.
leaders in
the Almighty is a
political
woman.
sectors, religious sectors.
It's just everything going back to what it was, isn't it? It's not even a thing. It's not a man versus woman anyway.
Who has done what this person
man is woman
about
and woman
do,
is man.
Okay? Nobody to this level, there has been no one. She will be the first, okay? And all the men are clicking off and getting mad. Yeah, bye. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. Okay, then we got the Ten of Cups. 2 of Cups to the 10 of Cups. It's like that, but I'm going to keep it like this. This is someone who really will create a new vibration of harmony in the world. And I'm getting, this is coming in, you know the intro of Avatar? The Last Airbender, the intro to Avatar? It's like,
I love that.
Long ago, the 4 nations lived together in harmony. But then everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
Yes!
Only the Avatar, like, that's what I'm getting.
Because it was, we were with the animals.
Or a Avatar, and again, I have the
and we could bend air, and we used the elements.
This is too freaky.
Fuck me, blood.
Let me come back. So, they will restore balance, justice, even give and take.
Against humanity,
balance.
Man, and animals.
They will restore balance upon this earth. I wanted to say they're also telling me to not filter my words. Okay. King of Pentacles. That's why I said this was a woman, because under the King of Pentacles, we have the Queen of Cups. Only a nurturer will be able to do this. Only someone who has empathy, massive amounts of empathy for the people is what I'm hearing, will be able to do this. Like, this is someone who's loaded financially and in terms of their empathy. This person is heart-centered.
So imagine now, like, I ain't really I just mentioned that I've built an app in it, and my app that I've built is for kids. It's for parents with kids, I should say. But it's for parents that feel or know that the education system is failing their child or their children or has failed them. And it's for parents that want to take autonomy and sovereignty into their own hands and educate their own child and have the flexibility to jump between whatever it is that they want to teach their child. You know what I mean? Whether that be curriculum, whether that be national standards, whether that be Montessori, whether that be forest school, whether that be life skills, whether that be fucking, I don't know, the child just wants to learn Naruto all day or just about birds or whatever the fuck. Wake up in the morning and decide what it is you want to learn and just learn that. So I've built a platform that allows parents to do that, but it will still set it out as a lesson plan to help parents to be able to deliver properly, because I'm a former head teacher and an education consultant and a special educational needs coordinator. And people always get all huffy and puffy in their fucking tight trousers or whatever when I say that, because I don't look like that's what I am. But that is what I am, because regardless if I fucking look like it or not, my brain capacity has had the capacity to do that and undergo whatever the fucking assessments, qualifications, and whatever it is that I've needed to do, and life experience, and manage schools. And I've managed schools with 1,200, 1,300 kids that I'm responsible for, and 70 staff members, and then some cleaners too, because with the 70 staff are just the teaching staff. I'm also responsible for business support, admin downstairs, caretakers, cooks, cleaners. Do you know what I mean? Hear me good, man. So when I'm saying what I'm saying, that's been my experience. That is what it is. That's what it's been for me. So I've built a platform to take my years of experience, nearly 20 years in education, and most of that has been in leadership, because I became a head teacher at 34 years of age. I'm 44 now. You know what I mean? And even prior towards that, I was still in leadership positions. And yeah, just I've taken that knowledge and that wisdom and experience, and built a platform to give parents autonomy, and then some. They can even do teaching qualifications that I've designed myself and got accredited. So they're accredited through an awarding board. And I designed my own courses, I designed my own qualifications, built specifically for parents and children. And because I come from a special educational needs background, as in my education, what I've taught in, and I've been a head teacher of in fact, I've gone through a school change. I had to go through a material change with Ofsted to change it from a normal independent school into a special educational needs school. So I've had to demonstrate competency, I've had to demonstrate capability, I've had to demonstrate whatever those standards. And English Ofsted, the English government and the DFE and Ofsted, they don't mess around. They're very, very, they're very strict. They're very, very strict, and they're very particular, and there are certain standards that need to be met. And whatever those standards are, I've been able to meet them. And that's just what it is. And all that experience as has not been easy to come by, but it's all been spiritually led. And now here I am building a platform to give parents spiritual autonomy. To have spiritual autonomy. To be able to teach what if they want to learn Islam, they can, because it's all generated through AI. The child can decide what they want to learn for themselves, if they want to, if the parent wants that, or the parent can be there supervising. You can be as hands on or as hands off as you and your child likes. And this is what there's no reviews on. There's no comments. There's no hype. There's, you know what I mean? It's a little bit here and a little bit there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's on a vice versa energy. But again, nothing before its time. Nothing before its time. And I've got 6 other projects that Spirit has given me to get going on. So this ain't even, it's not even like to say I'm emotionally crippled one way or another. No, it's all learned. It's so beautiful. I've got so many ideas that Spirit has given me. I took 6 business ideas to a meeting with 2 intellectual property solicitors, and I said, listen, I've got a few business ideas I want to share with you. And it was like, oh my God. Usually when people come in with several businesses, they probably got 1 or 2 great ideas, but the others are not it. You know what I mean? But we're here, we'll have a listen and see what you're saying. I went through each business one by one, and I swear to the Almighty Divine Creator, they said every single one of them are a viable business. They're all a standalone business. None of them rely on the other one to be a business. They're all individually standalone businesses. And that's what the Divine gave me. That's what Spirit gave me. So I got a whole heap of work to do. And then they've given me projects in between all of that to get on with. And I'm in court and I'm doing this and you know what I mean? Like, they don't give you more than you can carry in it. And as every day you learn to carry a little bit more water. You learn to carry a little bit more water. Before you know it, your shoulders don't hurt so much. You're not feeling it anymore. Why? Because you're building muscle. And that's exactly what happens in the spiritual sense. That's what exactly happens with your faith. You know, what you come to accept, what you come to know about self. You test yourself. To know oneself, one has to be tested. How can you know yourself if you haven't tested yourself? You don't know if you're going to commit adultery. You have to be put in that situation for you to know that under no circumstances would I do that. You don't know if you would kill a man. You have to put in a situation first before you can say you wouldn't kill a man. Because anything could happen. And that's just the fucking truth, mate. You know what I mean? So life comes along to put you in certain situations for you to have your testimony, for your truth to be your truth and something that nobody can take away from you. I can say, I when I was married, I did not sleep with another man. That's my truth. And that's not something that to be proud of. That's not something to brag about. You understand me? Because man was doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? So there's no reason why I couldn't have done my thing if I had chose that. But that wasn't what I chose, and I still don't choose that. Even now, as a single person, that's not what I choose. I don't choose that. But that's my choice. That's my choice. It's just, do you get what I'm saying? It's just, it is what it is. Like, we're all here to do whatever we think is supposed to be the right thing to do. But don't get me wrong, as much as you try to do that, it doesn't always work out that way. But one must be trying to do their best every day. Every day one must be trying to do their best, because every day is a new day. It follows like the laws of Ma'at, the 42 laws of Ma'at. You abide by the laws. If you fuck up, you know what, the next day, then it's a new day. Don't get caught up in it. Just do better tomorrow. It's when you don't do better tomorrow, it's bad. It's when you know better and you choose not to do better. That's what's fucked up. But as long as you're trying to do your best every single day, it's good. And that's what Spirit has made me know. So every day, I try and do my best. Right now, they're trying to teach me stillness. Spirit wants me to be able to just relax, not worry about nothing, not worry about kids, not worry about washing up, not worrying about work, not worrying about this, that, nothing. They want me to just be still. Not this week, but for this year, a part of this year, most of this year. As much as I've been up and down, they've been trying to get me to just settle my nervous system, because it's my nervous system that makes me, you know what I mean? Something comes in, I've got to react. No. There's no react. Just chill, calm down. But because my nervous system has been in survival mode for so long, and I've been getting electrocuted for so long, these fuckers have been riding me for so long. So long. It's in my system, man. And it's taken a long time. But it isn't at the same time, because when you get the downloads and you understand where that come from, where that programming came from, how deep down in the blood clot roots it is. You know, some of the darkest, deepest crevices I have to go into in my soul, in my mental, in my body, in my celestial, in my past lives, and drive out to bomber clot. Wallet, man. Holy. I want to make sure that I wake my daughter up. It's 6:39 now. I wake her up at, in fact, yeah, I wake up at, I should probably wake her up now, actually. I'm going to wake my daughter up, so I'm going to say bye. Yeah. Because look at the time anyway, it's 2:15. Yeah, let's wrap it up, because I don't even know if this is gonna go out yet. Spirit's saying it is, because we did have a deal that if I record it I send it, but I'm not saying I'm not gonna send it. I just don't think it's gonna be near the 24th of December if I do upload it. Alright, so I didn't even do my introduction or nothing, because it weren't that kind of video, so this is going on the shamanic side. Alright. Over and out.